Hello everyone, and welcome to Tea Time with Acupuncture is My Life. Another lovely day with continued concerns globally about the vaccine. Now, I know a lot in the UK and this sort of goes out to my UK audience. And as I've spoken to many of you in the past, if you want to ask questions, and I've noticed I've gotten a few emails and messages at the acupuncturesmylife.com website. It's not the route to go. If you'd like for me to answer a few of your questions, you should go to the Google Play Store, download the Acupuncture is My Life app, and you can get at me with a few questions in a private chat session, and I'll answer them in the session. We'll discuss it, and you can decide if you still want me to ask the question or not. But I'll go over four questions that were asked of me. One by someone from the UK, another by someone in Australia, and then two in the United States. Okay, so like I said, when you get a moment, just go to the Google Play Store and download the Acupuncture is My Life app if you would like for me to discuss your questions over my podcast. Now, Jason from the UK wanted to know the effectiveness of the Oxford vaccine. Okay, for starters, albeit I'm an acupuncturist and in Chinese medicine, we don't vaccinate. Our focus is building immunity, strengthening the body to resist external pathogenic factors. That's a big part of Chinese medicine. Because as I've stated in past podcasts, the human organism is awesome. It's awesome. It's designed to heal itself. It's designed to repel what doesn't belong. And you can even look at that from an allopathic medical, or should I say Western medicine point of view. The body having white blood cells that are designed to fight off pathogens that enter the body that don't belong there. From an Eastern medicine perspective, it is our job to enhance immunity. And one of the ways of doing that is about balance, yin and yang. As they would say in Western medicine, restoring homeostasis, because when the body is well balanced, not only can it repair itself, but it can repel pathogenic factors. So that's important. So Jason, when it comes to the vaccine and its effectiveness, I honestly, I can't go too much into detail on that, because when looking for reviews, you have to think about how long has the vaccine been in production? How long has it been tested? What are some of the groups that it's been tested on? And what's interesting, like I said, I don't speak against Western medicine because I love it for what it's worth. Just like I love Eastern medicine for what it's worth. You know, laws of polarity. There's good and bad and everything. And if you dig deep enough, you can find good and bad in just about everything. But Jason, I would have to say, you know, sit with your primary care physician or medical doctor and discuss the efficacy of the Oxford vaccine along with others. You know, there's enough information out there if you do your research to come to a conclusion as to how you feel. Because what you may deem effective, someone else may not. So, you know, it's worth looking into. It's worth looking into. Now, the next question was asked by Sarah from Chicago. And, you know, I can put Sarah's question together with Joseph from Utah. Now, Sarah wants to know, when will the vaccine be available at Rite Aid? And Joseph wants to know, when will the vaccine be available at CVS? Interesting questions. It is my understanding that they're being shipped to pharmacies throughout the United States. It's already underway. But I'd give it, you can actually go to your local Rite Aid, local CVS, and ask them, when do they expect delivery of the vaccine? Is there a waiting list? You know, do you have to register? You know, because to do that, you're sort of, you know, both Sarah and Joseph, both of you guys, you sort of put yourself ahead of the game, because if you do approach your pharmacies to ask, and then by your surprise learn that there is a waiting list or a registration process, you can get right on it. Put your name on the list so that as soon as it gets there, you're notified. And you save yourself the headache of, once it gets there, and then you run to your local CVS or Rite Aid, and you know, you have to register, and then there's this long waiting list, and they may not get to you for a few days, few months. You know, because there's a huge demand. A lot of people want to get vaccinated. So if that's the route that you're taking, you know, you want to be proactive to find out, you know, what is the process, instead of just sitting back and waiting to see if and when. Because to avoid running up there every day, if you registered, they would notify you via email or text. However, you know, they set their process up. You know, so it's extremely interesting that you should be proactive. But in the meantime, and Joseph, you had added another question, was, you know, what measures can you take to sort of protect yourself? Now, and I see that you've also purchased it, the CHT package, just to have on hand in case you start feeling symptoms, and I've spoken about that on my YouTube channel. You know, the Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel. about the CHT package, just to have on hand. It has herbal teas and herbs, and along with other supplements within the package that has helped people, get over the virus quicker than expected. It's all anecdotal. So as I responded to you, that's just the reality of it. So, and it's an option. It's an option. That's all. And I continue to tell people, you can also sit with your primary care physician and discuss the options to your avail as well. You can sit with a nutritionist. And this is part of why, I recommend to so many people, you can contact Acupuncture is My Life, because, I'm aligned with a nutritionist. She's great. She's great. A lot of my patients swear by her, and I can point you guys in that direction. And she can also explain options that you can take to better protect yourself, to enhance immunity. You can also contact Acupuncture is My Life to request advice from Chef Kiara. Now, we spoke about the COVID-19 stew. Tons of feedback, tons of requests. And people have gone to Acupuncture is My Life just within the last 36 hours. So many downloads. I think I have to check, but there were a few thousand downloads of the COVID-19 stew recipe. So acupuncturesmylife.com can be pretty resourceful, along with downloading the app. You can ask questions and we'll get back to you with Chef Kiara recommendations, because she's the chef from the Eastern Nutrition Acupuncture is My Life cooking show, which is also on the Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel. And you can even watch how she made the stew. Try it yourself. Download the recipe from the website. Let me take a sip of my tea, because it is tea time. Now, I'm going to skip over the next question and go to Christina from Melbourne, Australia, who would ask, which COVID vaccine do I think is better? Again, Christina from Melbourne, Australia. Just like I told Jason, I'm a state licensed, board certified doctor of acupuncture. In Chinese medicine, we do not administer vaccines. So in saying that, I'm saying I'm not the best person to ask, or rather answer that question. And this is why in some of my episodes, I know a lot of people are looking at alternative medicine as an adjunct to allopathic care, and then you have those that are just making it their primary form of medicine. But understand, Eastern medicine and Western medicine, believe it or not, if you really sit back and study both, they complement each other. They really do. They complement each other. But Many people don't understand that. I mean, even in surgery, a lot of people don't want the drugs. They don't want the opioids. They don't want the anesthesia. They want acupuncture to numb the nerve endings so that they don't feel the pain of surgery. And acupuncture is very effective, believe it or not, in that. So, they complement each other. They work well together. Doesn't have to be standalone one, standalone the other, and that would never be the case, because God forbid, say you get into a car accident. Western medicine is great for emergency situations such as that. So, I mean, look into that, how they work well together. I love acupuncture. I love Chinese medicine. Been to China many times. To study this medicine. And it's a great form of medicine. I've studied others briefly. But that's a whole nother conversation. But Christina, I can't tell you which vaccine is better. You'd have to, do your own research. And just like I told Jason, it's just what answers your question. It's may not answer someone else's question. It's something, you can start by sitting with your doctor and asking a myriad of questions, and just doing peer-reviewed research. Look at some medical journals, and in the interim, you can resort to acupuncture, to Chinese medicine, to boost your immunity and see how well you do with just that, while you're trying to figure out which vaccine is better, and just have your own question answered. Research, being proactive. In the meantime, while researching, I'll say sit with an acupuncturist, talk to them about ways in which you can enhance your own personal immunity. Do a wellness visit with them. You can continue to ask, because Christina, I've answered a few of your questions in private chat sessions. And this is why I tell people, go to the Google Play Store and download the app. But, I know a lot of you are anxious globally to get the vaccine, and you want the more effective one. It's just good, even when you sit with your doctor, and you may get some answers, but certify it through your own research. Allow what your primary care physician or your main doctor tells you to be your starting point in getting answers to your questions. This tea is delicious. Again, black tea with cinnamon, organic honey. Oh, awesome. But some of the answers you may get, allow it to serve as your starting point. But you don't just want to get the vaccine even when you do get it, because there's none that's 100% effective. You still want to sit with an acupuncturist, or you still want to contact Acupuncture's My Life and be proactive, because health is wealth. In all reality, that's where your money is. That's where your investment should go. I mean, a lot of people throw tons of money in the market. Oh my God, I'm making so much money. I'm doing so well. I'm doing so awesome. And gone. Okay, who's in the will? Who benefits? The best investment, one of the best investments you can make in life, is in your personal health. And this is why, Acupuncture's My Life is global. Affiliates on 2 continents outside of North America. We're expanding. And discussing how Eastern medicine and Western medicine does work well together. Because even in my affiliation with 2 hospitals in China, they do Western medicine there as well. And you're getting slowly some hospitals in America that's incorporating acupuncture into their model. So these things are that's super important. Being concerned, and I'm noticing a lot of concern about the vaccine. Not just its effectiveness, but, where can I get it? How soon? But you really want to invest in your health. My advice is to also, even if it's as an adjunctive form of care, you also want to check out acupuncture. Just do a consultation session. Some people have a phobia for needles, and it's not just needles, because a lot of acupuncturists do acupressure. There are non-invasive aspects to Chinese medicine. There are acupuncturists that can train you on how to do acupressure to yourself, on yourself. There are different exercises like Qigong, Tai Chi that you can be taught by your acupuncturist. Cupping, which is non-invasive. So much. So much there. And this is why I say, because a lot of people are unaware of the benefits acupuncture has to offer. And this is why I say, follow Acupuncture's My Life on every social media platform there is. Under Acupuncture's My Life, with the exception of Twitter, because on Twitter we're at acu_is_my_life. And you'll learn so much. You'll be surprised. This is why, the chat will get flooded with tons of questions and statements of, oh my gosh, I didn't know. So, follow Acupuncture's My Life on every social media platform. And just to get a visual effect of things, just on YouTube, look under Acupuncture's My Life YouTube channel, and you can watch some great videos that'll educate you on the basics of acupuncture, what it can do, different disorders it can treat, has treated. So much to learn. But in the interim, folks, I'm done with my tea. Thanks for joining me in this tea time session with Acupuncture is My Life. And until next time, Acupuncture is my life. What's yours?